This is CTC News with Wesley Kotar, broadcasting from Sint Eustatius, Dutch Caribbean. Sponsored by Utel NV, Kodo's Purchasing Services, and Duggins Shopping Center.
It's Wednesday, September 4, 2013 on the Golden Rock. Good evening, I am Wesley Kotar and this is CTC News broadcasting live from CTC Studios at Statius Mall. In tonight's headlines, Stolter's fate in Plasterk's hands, registration ongoing for STDF's Sustainable Conference, police vehicles vandalized, the Daily Herald only available digitally on Wednesday. Details in local news right after this.
Trans-Anguilla Airlines introduces its current schedule. Statia to St. Kitts, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Leave Statia at 8:40 a.m. Arrive on St. Kitts at 8:50 a.m. Leave Statia at 4:35 p.m. Arrive on St. Kitts at 4:45 p.m. St. Kitts to Statia, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Leave St. Kitts at 9:10 a.m. Arrive on Statia at 9:20 a.m. Leave St. Kitts at 5 p.m. Arrive on Statia at 5:10 p.m. All flights arriving from St. Kitts continue on to Anguilla with connections to St. Martin's. Do you have important documents or small items to transport to St. Kitts, Anguilla, or St. Martin? Well, inquire about our Transpac services. For further information on all our services, please stop by at our office at FDR Airport or call us at 318-0269. Trans-Anguilla Airways, serving you with a smile.
CTC News, sponsored by Utel NV, Kodo's Purchasing Services, and Duggins Shopping Center.
Dutch Minister of Home Affairs and Kingdom Relations, Ronald Plasterk, said on Tuesday that he first wants to conclude his investigation before taking a decision as to whether national government representative for Bonaire, Sint Eustatius and Saba, Wilbur Stolter, will have to go or not. Plasterk told the second chamber of the Dutch Parliament on Tuesday that he had 2 formal conversations with Stolter and that he would continue his consultations in light of the recent developments. Plasterk was called to the second chamber on Tuesday to answer questions by Member of Parliament Wasila Hanchi of the Democratic Party D66 during the weekly so-called Questions Hour in Parliament. Hanchi wanted clarity from the minister about the article that appeared in the NRC Handelsblad Saturday. According to that article, former Dordrecht Mayor Ronald Bandel advised Plasterk in January this year to dismiss Stolter because he wasn't functioning well in Kralendijk. The newspaper said that Plasterk didn't heed the advice. The minister refuted this. He said Bandel didn't advise him but merely informed him about the situation. The minister didn't want to go into Stolter's role as former treasurer of the Foundation Development Netherlands Antilles SONA, a function that he held before he was appointed national government representative in May 2011. My predecessor, Donner, decided that there were no objections to hold back his appointment, he said. According to Plasterk, trust is the objectivity of the national government representative was essential because he added in the end it's about a proper functioning governmental apparatus. Stolter's fate is now in the hands of the minister. Plasterk indicated on Tuesday that he was responsible for taking a decision on the national government representative who, as he clarified, is not a civil servant and also doesn't need the confidence of a parliament because he is not an elected representative. The Sint Eustatius Tourism Development Foundation wishes to remind you that registration for their upcoming major sustainable conference from September 25th to 27, 2013 is currently ongoing. During this upcoming event, delegates will discuss critical issues relating to the island's sustainability. The theme of the Statia Sustainable Conference is Tourism and Water. Protecting our common future is identical to the proposed theme for this year's World Tourism Day by the World Tourism Organization. Last year's conference was deemed a great success, and subsequently the STDF gathered all sustainable related sectors and formed the Working Sustainable Committee. The objective of the committee is to oversee sustainable issues on Statia and plan annual sustainability conferences in conjunction with the best islands, working together as a team in the best interests of the island. Sustainability keeps Statia moving, says Sustainable Committee member Steve Piontek. A sustainable conference is beyond doubt essential for Statia. It's a measure for appraising the fulfillment of its system's objectives with regard to sustainable development, said Sustainable Committee member Francine Harrigan. A number of industry experts are already confirmed, professional specialists who are more familiar with sustainability where water conservation is concerned. Organizers expect that all participants will acknowledge the golden opportunities that this conference will provide and network and share ideas with the knowledgeable individuals. 2 police vehicles were vandalized by unknown persons last weekend. According to the Chief of Police, 2 police cars were broken into and 8 tires were destroyed. Police said destruction of property is a serious crime and urged anyone with information and who would like to remain anonymous to call the police hotline in Bonaire. Finally, in local news, subscribers of the Daily Herald were disappointed today as the paper was not available in print for distribution. The paper could only be downloaded and viewed digitally from the official website www.thedailyherald.com. According to the official site, this inconvenience is applicable for today, September 4th. Coming up next in regional news, showers and thunderstorms continue west of Dominica, and MPs adopt motion resolutely rejecting the draft Bosman law. Details in regional and later international news right after this.
Thinking about building your home or business? Well, you can check us out at City Creativity. Here we can design or take your design and ideas and add our touch of creativity to architectural drawings and details which will build your future home or business. At City Creativity there are 2 options. Option 1, our basic prints, which includes all floor plans and details with 3D views of the exterior. Option 2, our advanced prints, which includes all floor plans, details, 3D views of the exterior and interior with realistic pictures of the entire property, giving you a direct look into your future. Give us a call at 318-1627 or 318-4664. City Creativity, where creativity stands out.
Trans-Anguilla Airlines introduces its current schedule. Statia to St. Kitts, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Leave Statia at 8:40 a.m. Arrive on St. Kitts at 8:50 a.m. Leave Statia at 4:35 p.m. Arrive on St. Kitts at 4:45 p.m. St. Kitts to Statia, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Leave St. Kitts at 9:10 a.m. Arrive on Statia at 9:20 a.m. Leave St. Kitts at 5 p.m. Arrive on Statia at 5:10 p.m. All flights arriving from St. Kitts continue on to Anguilla with connections to St. Martin's. Do you have important documents or small items to transport to St. Kitts, Anguilla, or St. Martin? Well, inquire about our Transpac services. For further information on all our services, please stop by at our office at FDR Airport or call us at 318-0269. Trans-Anguilla Airways, serving you with a smile.
CTC News, sponsored by Utel NV, Kodo's Purchasing Services, and Dugging's Shopping Center.
Showers and thunderstorms continue in association with the area of low pressure centered about 100 miles west of Dominica. Upper level winds are expected to remain favorable for development over the next few days, but interaction with the land masses of the Greater Antilles could inhibit tropical cyclone formation as the system moves generally west-northwestward at around 10 miles per hour. According to the National Hurricane Center in Miami, this system has a medium chance, 30%, of becoming a tropical cyclone during the next 48 hours and a 50% chance of becoming a tropical cyclone during the next 5 days. Locally, heavy rainfall and gusty winds are expected to affect portions of the northern Lesser Antilles over the next day or so and spread over Puerto Rico by Thursday. Meanwhile, a tropical wave over the eastern bay of Campeche is moving westward at about 10 miles per hour. There is some potential for development, and this system has a low chance, 20%, of becoming a tropical cyclone during the next 5 days. Another tropical wave with an associated area of low pressure is located near the west coast of Africa, several hundred miles southeast of the Cape Verde Islands. Environmental conditions are expected to be marginally favorable for development over the next few days, while the disturbance moves west-northwestward to northwestward at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Further in regional news, Parliament resolutely rejected the draft Bosman Law via a motion adopted unanimously by members of Parliament on Tuesday afternoon on St. Martin. The motion against the draft law that seeks to restrict residents of peoples from St. Martin, Curaçao, and Aruba in the Netherlands was signed by 10 parliamentarians. Parliament urged government in the motion to make every effort in order to ensure that the initiative draft law proposal of the member Bosman does not gain force of law. Also, government is to urgently inform the relevant international organizations and entities of Bosman's initiative draft law proposal. The motion presented by MP Roy Marlin and read by President of Parliament Gracita Arendel was written in Dutch and English to ensure that Parliament's stance is conveyed properly to the second chamber of the Dutch Parliament and all other organizations and entities to which Parliament will submit it. Parliament was requested to give a reaction to the draft law by the Permanent Committee for Safety and Justice in the second chamber of the States General by letter dated July 11, 2013. MPs declared in the motion that such a discrimination, furthermore, is a flagrant conflict with the current provisions of international conventions to which the Netherlands is bound. The motion states that the distinction, among other things, is in conflict with the requirements of the Order for Equal Treatment and the prohibition against discrimination that is described in Article 26 of the Convention of Civil and Political Rights, Article 5 of the International Convention on the Eradication of All Forms of Racial Discrimination, Article 1 of the 12th Protocol at the European Convention on the Human Rights and the Fundamental Freedoms, and provisions for the execution of EU conventions on the right to travel freely and to stay in the territory of the EU member states. Such a distinction also does not comply with Article 1 of the Constitution of the Kingdom of the Netherlands on the requirements of the Order for Equal Treatment and the prohibition against discrimination. The motion further states that no objective and reasonable justification exists for such a distinction between the Dutch citizens of Aruba, Curaçao, and St. Martin on the one hand and Dutch citizens of the Netherlands, non-Dutch citizens of the EU, and foreigners from non-EU member states on the other hand. The Parliament of the then Netherlands Antilles had expressed many times and in different ways its MPs recall the contributions the people of the Dutch Caribbean had made to the Netherlands, in particular in the fighting for the liberation of the European country in World War II. Those contributions, as well as those made during slavery, were never properly acknowledged, the MPs said. Coming up next in international news, World Bank targets air pollution in climate battle. Details in international news after a word from our sponsors.
Thinking about building your home or business? Well, you can check us out at CT Creativity. Here we can design or take your design and ideas and add our touch of creativity to architectural drawings and details which will build your future home or business. At City Creativity, there are two options. Option 1, our basic prints, which includes all floor plans and details with 3D views of the exterior. Option 2, our advanced prints, which includes all floor plans, details, 3D views of the exterior and interior with realistic pictures of the entire property, giving you a direct look into your future. Give us a call at 318-1627 or 318-4664. CT Creativity, where creativity stands out.
CTC News, sponsored by Utel NV, Kodo's Purchasing Services, and Dugging's Shopping Center.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we have reached our international segment for this evening. The World Bank said on Tuesday it was planning aggressive action to help developing nations cut emissions of soot and other air pollutants blamed for causing climate change in a shift also meant to protect human health and aid crop growth. Of its funding to poor nations, almost 8%, 18 billion from 2007, 12 goes to sectors such as energy, farming, waste, and transport that have a potential to cut emissions, a bank report said. The bank said it would shift policy to insist that such projects in future it did not predict levels of funding included a component to curb air pollution. We will try to turn the funding, into aggressive action to cut the pollutants, Rachel Kite, Vice President of Sustainable Development at the World Bank, told Reuters on the sidelines of a meeting of a 38-nation group in Oslo looking at ways to cut short-term air pollution. The bank would look for new ways to help, for instance, reduce pollution from public transport, curb methane emissions from rice irrigation, and improve the efficiency of high-polluting cooking stoves and brick kilns. Soot comes from sources ranging from wood-burning cooking stoves to diesel engines. Methane comes from decomposition of plant and animal matter and from farming, for instance, from the digestive tracts of cattle and sheep. Environment ministers at the meeting in Oslo of the Climate and Clean Air Coalition, set up 18 months ago in Washington as a new front in combating climate change, also outlined projects to cut air pollution in areas from forestry to gas flaring. The focus on short-lived air pollutants is meant to complement efforts to cut carbon dioxide, the main greenhouse gas from human activities that a UN panel of climate scientists says is the main cause of global warming. In a statement, members of the coalition said that cutting the short-term pollutants could reduce global warming by up to about 0.5 degrees Celsius by 2040 to 2050. That would help achieve a goal set by almost 200 nations in 2010, a limiting a rise in global temperatures to below 2 degrees Celsius, above pre-industrial times to avoid more heat waves, floods, droughts, and rising sea levels. And cutting short-lived pollutants would also protect human health. 6 million people worldwide die every year from air pollutant, it said. And that was it for our news stories for this evening. Coming up next, after a short break, we have the 3-day weather forecast for Stacia, Staba, and Staba. Stay tuned to your weather forecast for this evening.
Thinking about building your home or business? Well, you can check us out at CT Creativity. Here we can design or take your design and ideas and add our touch of creativity to architectural drawings and details which will build your future home or business. At CT Creativity there are two options. Option 1, our basic prints, which includes all floor plans and details with 3D views of the exterior. Option 2, our advanced prints, which includes all floor plans, details, 3D views of the exterior and interior with realistic pictures of the entire property, giving you a direct look into your future. Give us a call at 318-1627 or 318-4664. CT Creativity, where creativity stands out.
In everything we do, there is a risk, and many times our eyes are caught up on the prize. But even though there are risks, there are many ways we can protect ourselves. Be wise with the choices you make. Be smart and protect your choices. Protect yourself.
Oh my yeah, I'll be there, girl, you know I care, girl, cause it's love that we share. I will steer it in the right direction, no have no fear. Oh my yeah, I'll be there, girl, you know I care, girl, cause I care.
CTC News, sponsored by Utel NV, Kodo's Purchasing Services, and Duggings Shopping Center.
And now for your 3-day weather forecast. We'll begin on Station Sabre. Tonight, Wednesday, September 4th, thunder showers, temperatures of 88 degrees Fahrenheit, 70% chances of rain with the winds southeast at 17 miles per hour. Tomorrow on Thursday, September 5th, thunder showers with temperatures of 85 degrees Fahrenheit, 70% chances of rain with the winds east-southeast at 18 miles per hour. Friday, September 6th, continued thunder showers, temperatures of 86 degrees Fahrenheit, 60% chances of rain with the winds east-southeast at 15 miles per hour. Moving over to St. Martin tonight, Wednesday, September 4th, thunder showers, temperatures of 88 degrees Fahrenheit, 70% chances of rain with the winds south-southeast at 11 miles per hour. Tomorrow, Thursday, September 5th, thunder showers, temperatures of 87 degrees Fahrenheit, 70% chances of rain with the winds southeast at 13 miles per hour. Then on Friday, September 6th, thunder showers, temperatures of 87 degrees Fahrenheit, 60% chances of rain with the winds east-southeast at 12 miles per hour. And that was it for your 3-day weather forecast and another edition of CTC News Live. We'll be back again on Friday. Thanks once again for tuning in. Until next time, do have a good one.